I forgot my dinglings. I'm in a hotel again, so I haven't got my dinglings with me. But don't worry, I've got 4 beautiful dinglings right here, ready to ring the bell for their team, ready to shout about today's fixture. It's RCB versus the Punjab Kings. And just before we get into that, let me just welcome everybody. If you are just flicking on your computers or phones or tablets or however you are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on anywhere else, welcome. This is Fan Doosra. We analyze and talk about the upcoming game all throughout the wonderful cricket season in India called the IPL. And today, Royal Challengers Bangalore are taking on Punjab. Just before we get into the game as well, can I mention that we are brought to you by Rario. Rario is the home for NFTs in cricket. NFTs, non-fungible trades. If you want to know more about what an NFT is, then all you got to do is go onto Rario.com. All the details are there. And if you sign up to Rario, you get yourself a free NFT. They're giving them away. They're giving away these little moments in cricketing history. Let me show you what an NFT is. Some people go, huh? What do you mean, a moment? Yeah, you can own a shot by a certain player, or a ball by a certain player, or a catch, or a boundary, whatever it might be. You can own that moment, and then you can trade that moment. This is an example of what an NFT is, and this is what they're giving away. Check it out.
Some magnificent tattoos. Gives the ball an almighty thump. Not this time. Not again, Zahir Khan. Oh boy, he's a magician. You never lose it. Class is permanent.
Oh, that cream keeps rising to the top. Oh, the Zach attack at 41 years young.
How many people noticed the hot chick in between that? Yeah, how many people noticed that? Did you look at the Zach attack? Yep, well done, Merwin. Good stuff. Welcome to Fan Doosra. You're going to fit in absolutely fine. I swear, is that Sunny Leon? Is it? It looks like
it
Sunny.
is.
Like Sunny.
It is.
I was just double checking. I was like, is it? Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I'm glad we got that clarified. Or it's a lookalike, but I'm glad it is. Listen, so that moment, you don't own Sunny, by the way. You own that moment of the ball, okay? So don't try that one, right? You own that moment, that ball, that shot, that wicket. You can own it. You can trade it. You can have some fun with it. You can get to the whole crypto world through it as well. So find out more. Go to Rario.com and go get yourself a free NFT by signing up today. I'll show you how in a moment. Right. So what we're saying 4th versus 8th today. RCB versus Punjab. It's 14 points for RCB, 10 points for Punjab. But you got a game in hand, RCB boys, and it's the final sprint now. Merwin, you're new to the show. Welcome to Fan Doosra. How are RCB doing so far? What do you make of your boys?
So thank you so much for having me. Firstly, so RCB boys, I would say from two lenses, from batting perspective, they are improving. They had a big hole to fill in the first half of the season where they left everything to DK. DK was actually God for them. Like the way he bailed them out during the first half of the IPL. Now what you see is the trend is reversing. DK is still delivering, but you have the top order firing. You have made one massive change. You've brought in Patidar in place of Anuj Rawat, and he's delivering. 4 games, he's averaging 34, striking at 135. And what Anuj Rawat did in the first 8 games, just 110 strike rate for 8 games. So that's one positive change. And you see even Maxwell getting into the 4, Maxwell doing his bit. So good start on good directionally moving in the right direction from batting. From bowling, we have Triple H, Hasaranga, Hazelwood, and you have Harshal, the Triple H firing. Nearly a wicket a game. They are doing really well, and that's where the strength lies for us. There is one hole where oppositions are targeting, which I am wary about for my team, which is Mohammad Siraj. People will target his bowling, his overs, and that's where I'm hoping he comes good today.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Okay, so good analysis, by the way. Great to have you on straight away. Rishabh, even though you're higher up in the table, would you say you're the favourites today? Are you the stronger side?
I think it would be fair to say that we are favorites today, because if you look at the last 2 games, like I mentioned before, it's just not 1 or 2 players that we are reliant on. Faf has scored, Maxwell has scored, DK obviously, Rajat, as Mervin mentioned, and there's Lomror, and our bowling has been doing collectively well as a unit. And if you look with Punjab, there has been a lot of inconsistency. Like if they win one game, they haven't won two in a row. There's been a lot of inconsistency there. So I think that certainly gives us an upper hand tonight.
Yeah, okay. But Clinton, you beat them the last time you played. It was both your first games of the season when you guys played. That surely has got to give Punjab a bit of confidence despite their points situation right now and the fact that you got the pressure on you to perform. It's a key game today, isn't it, Clinton?
Yeah, absolutely. Because today's match is basically of 4 points. Because the winner today takes 4 points. It doesn't allow the other team to get those 2 points, and they take 2 points and go ahead. If RCB win today, it is pretty much done and dusted for the other teams, and the top four is sorted. Because then you have a lot of teams looking at Rajasthan losing 2 games and the table getting messy. But if Punjab win today, on the other hand, RCB have 1 game against Gujarat, which if they win that game, they go to 16, and Punjab win their 2 games, they go to 16 as well. So cricket is a very fickle game, and this tournament is the margins are very small. As Rishabh pointed out, we've not won 2 in a row since 2021, and that has been a matter of huge concern for us. But having said that, we've always had the wood over RCB since 2020. Even the last year when we played them, the match which we lost, we bottled it. We required 72 from 54 with 8 wickets in hand, and we threw it away. So when it comes to Punjab, it's really unpredictable. But with the team that we have and the batting power that we possess, we can destroy any attack on our given day. And hopefully today is the day wherein we, launch our push for that playoff, for that fourth playoff spot.
Yeah, and Anmol, talking about that batting depth and the firepower, everyone talks about Punjab's firepower. With Mayank, last time you played each other, with Mayank, with Shikhar, Rajapaksa, Liam Livingston, Odean Smith, Shahrukh Khan, you see, all of those names together got the job done. There's not like a reliance on one or two. You've got that. You've got that in your locker.
Yeah, what Clinton said, that I completely I completely agreed to that. On a given day, we can destroy any bowling attack, whether it's a Triple H, whether it's KGF, anyone. Yeah, Rishabh also said that one thing correct, that we are turning to be a very inconsistent side to matter the most because of that Johnny Bairstow's form was also a concern, and that is sorted in the last match as Mayank promoted him up the order again, relying on him, and he has delivered it. And Mayank's form is again a concern. He's paddling up and down the order, and he's not absolutely performing. And if we talk about the last game, everyone stood up. Rajapaksha performed in that game. Shikhar Dhawan and our Lord Odean Smith, he will be not there today in this game, and Shah Rukh Khan too. But I am completely hoping for best from Rishi Dhawan and that Jitesh Sharma, the young star.
Yeah, actually, okay, we're gonna come with him in a moment. I want to get back to my RCB boys. Merwin, Duplessis, take it easy, Duplessis. Duplessis, he's had a curious tournament. What's happened so far for him? How would you describe it? Because he's had some 50+ scores, some single-digit scores. What's going on? I don't know whether to say he's carried the team or whether he's more improvement.
So he's played actually based on the situation, and that's where he's not been there. Another statistic, last couple of seasons for CSK when Duplessis was playing there were by far his best seasons. At the top of the order with Ruturaj Gaikwad, he was striking at around 135, 8 runs and over. Now for this season, because there has been a bit of instability with us in the top order, as I mentioned about Anuj Rawat earlier, he has to kind of adjust and remodel his game. He's not really going gung-ho right from the start. He's kind of playing that sheet anchor for those first few overs, holding the team together wherever possible. And that's why you will see him starting slowly off the blocks. But then once he is there around 10th, 12th over, you will see him exploding. And that's how the Faf du Plessis has always been there. Just the way that we've performed at the top has ensured that he's getting a bit more cautious there. But then later on you see him going at full flow. So that's all we are hoping for.
which is a brilliant captain's role, really. It's almost a sacrificial role. He's kind of going, well, I'll hold back. I won't play my full game. I'll make sure the team steadies, and then I'll let rip when we can risk it a little bit more. And talking about someone who's either doing well or not doing well, someone who's definitely not in form. We've all spoken about it. It's across all the press. We know what he's capable of before we get into all the kind of Virat Kohli love coming through and nailing me for being critical. But it's not been his season. What do you think is going on there, Rishabh? Sorry, I'm going to put this on you. But yeah, we do know that if he has a good day, boom, everything's very different. It's it's disgustingly dangerous what he can do. But at the moment, it's not happening. What's going on?
I think there's a lot of outside pressure that does play on the mind. 3 ducks. It's never happened that he's got 3 golden ducks in a single season. And I think, I personally feel there is that thing in his mind that if I don't get going, if I get out again, it's been a horrible season. So he's got to put all of that behind. We don't need a century from him, to be really honest. If he can even score 30 to 40 runs at a quick pace at the top, he's done his job, because the rest of the batting is firing anyways. So I think there should be someone in the management to go tell him and tell him what his role should be. We just need a small but key contribution from him, so that he can play a lot more freely without that pressure or excess baggage in his mind. And if we can even get 1 or 2 good scores in the coming few games, then I think it would be pretty good for us at this point at the back end.
Okay, and Karthik, Rishabh, how's Karthik doing?
Karthik has been phenomenal throughout the season. I think barring the one or if you look at the 3 games we lost, Karthik didn't fire. That's where we lost, and he's been firing the entire tournament. And we've really got that finisher at the back end that we were lacking in the past 3-4 years, I should say. And it comes down to his calmness and composure once again. He just comes in, 1 or 2 balls he takes and he gets going. I mean, he's going to go after any bowler, any opposition. So Karthik has been absolutely phenomenal, and we definitely need him to continue that form.
Merwin, did you want to add to the thoughts of Karthik? I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, so Karthik has bailed RCB out, as I said, at least 3 or 4 occasions, as Rishabh also mentioned. The games that he's not been able to fire, that's a little unfair to judge him, to be very honest, because you can't really rely on one individual to bail you out again and again. But what's heartening from an RCB point of view, and what's heartening from an RCB perspective, is that you started to see glimpses of what Maxwell was doing in the past. Maxwell hasn't really fired, but in the last game you saw that he was starting to get his mojo back. And Maxwell at that position and DK continuing to do what he's been doing, striking at 200 for the entire tournament. That's an insane strike rate. Okay, you can have 1 odd innings that way, but you've maintained that for 12 games is insane, DK. And if Maxwell joins the party like the way he did in the previous game, it's a hell of a bottom order. And yes, we are competing against the big shots of the Punjab batting lineup, which have firepower right from top to the bottom. But yes, this can be a very high scoring contest in that phase.
Yeah, absolutely. Amo, tell me about Punjab then. Tell me about what we're talking about. What we know what RCB want and how they want to get their runs on the board. So surely we need our bowling, Punjab bowling to strike. Who's it going to be on behalf of Punjab? Is it a Chahar and Rabada day?
Yeah, firstly, that Momin said that it will be a high-scoring contest. I will say you one thing, that Karthik, Livingston, Rajapaksha, and Jitesh Sharma, they both 4 occupies the first 4 highest strike rates, first 10 ball phase. It will be a high-scoring game. This will be a high-scoring game in the Brabourne Stadium. And after that, coming to the bowling, they said that Glenn Maxwell and Dinesh Karthik, they both have managed to get the strike rate of 200 in the last 12 games. In the last 4 or 5 overs, I think that they have not faced Arshdeep yet. I would say that today you will face Arshdeep, and you see that where the strike rates of both of them will go.
Yeah, you're right. So for what are we relying on? Punjab relying on bowling? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, completely on the bowling, because as we have a complete strength in the batting. And after that, Rahul Chahar injuries was a bit of concern in the last match too. He considered more than 10 as an economy. His form is also a concern, that if he's not performing because of the injury, Harpreet Brar should get a go in the match. And after that, Kasiko Rabara is performing. Sandeep Sharma has dismissed Virat Kohli 7 times. Chahar has dismissed Karthik twice in the T20s. And Kasiko Rabara also dismisses South African Faf du Plessis twice also.
Okay, actually, on that note, you say you got the firepower though, Clinton. Bairstow and Dowen, I think they've struggled against the leg spinners. Have you noticed that? Have you seen that?
Yeah, and the thing with Dhawan is that he takes his time to get set, and he kind of wastes a lot of deliveries in the power play. Of course, when you're chasing and you can you know the target, that is fine. But provided you extend your innings and you're able to win the match for your team. Yes, KL Rahul used to do it for us last year, and he received a lot of flack for it and being called a stat padder, etc. But he's to more often than not end up being there till the end and win you the game. And Punjab's performance has been directly proportional to Shikhar Dhawan's, scoring 30. I think when he scored above 30, we won all our matches barring one. So yes, coming to your point about their weakness against leg spin, yes, they've gotten out a couple of times, two spinners for that matter. And another point that I want to make is Liam Livingston should anyhow bat at 4. His position should not be compromised because he should be facing majority number of deliveries. And Mayank has to, being the captain, should bat at 5. Of course, if we get off to a good start and, Mayank, even Jitesh Sharma should bat ahead of Mayank Agarwal because currently, given our current lineup, Mayank Agarwal's role currently now and given his form is only that of a captain and is playing as a captain rather than, a batsman. Because if you look at our batting, we have Shikhar, we have Johnny, we have Rajapaksa who's in good form, we have Livingston, and we have Jitesh Sharma who's hitting the ball well. So you give your players who are in form maximum number of deliveries and see how it goes from there, especially against a bowling lineup like RCB, who, are barring Mohammad Siraj. I think all their bowlers are, in top form. And the batsmen who are in form should face maximum deliveries.
Right. Yes. Get ready for the attack. That was a Triple H. Like that. There's got to be a dance that goes with that as well. Hi to Yuvraj, who's saying hello. Yuvraj Nanda, what's up? And Sonu Patel is lolling along. Hello, Sonu. Oh, Sonu from Leicester. Okay, let's have a look at the statistics of these two teams as they've gone head-to-head over the years. This is what has happened. Punjab just edging it, but look at that. It's 4-1 in the last meetings. And, Merwin, I think it was Merwin or Rishabh, you said that you think you guys are favourites based on that. Based on that statistic, are you still favourites, Merwin? Are you?
So, no, yeah, that statistics is definitely in favor of Punjab, but it was a very high scoring game, the last one in Navi Mumbai that we played. And plus, the other very, very key factor in that game was a due. I mean, RCB bowled pathetically in that game, to be very honest, didn't bowl well at all. There was 20 odd extras. I remember Siraj himself conceding 15 plus extras. So that was a really off day to start the tournament, and recent record is favoring Punjab. But yeah, it'll all depend on how RCB shield or what is the combination they go with, especially with the ball, especially given the way Siraj is performing. And the other factor for Punjab, as Anmol rightly said, whatever has happened in terms of ups and downs for Punjab, Arshdeep has been that one common factor game after game who's performed, and he taking runs off him for DK, for Glenn Maxwell would be a very, very big challenge. Rabada and Sandeep Sharma is somewhere they would look at, and Rishi Dhawan as the fifth bowler option which they have used along with Livingston to fill that fifth bowler slot would be something which RCB batting might look to target and might look to accelerate. But yes, it's going to be a high scoring game for sure. That's definitely on the cards.
Okay. So, sorry, just double check. So you have Siraj definitely out, RCB guys, Siraj out, and someone like Siddharth Kaul in?
Yes, either Siddharth Kaul or I think Akash Deep played one of the games games. He didn't do that quite well, but he could be a swap. So I would definitely not want to add Siraj, who's a frontline bowler. You don't want to. What's happened here is Siraj is a frontline bowler, and you have somebody else filling in his overs. That's the worst place to be in. You're a frontline bowler, and you have somebody else filling in your quota of 4 overs, and that's what we've done game after game. I think at some point we need to move away from that strategy.
Rishabh, what would you do in that sense? Would you agree with Mervyn or slightly different?
Yeah, Siraj's form hasn't been that great, and like Mervyn said, he's a frontline bowler, and we've got other bowlers like Lomror, Maxwell, all of them covering up his overs. But coming to this point of the tournament, with the wickets really slowing down, those 4 slower bowlers are doing a really good job. Lomror, there's Hasaranga, there's Shabazz Ahmed and Maxwell, obviously. So I don't think they would like to tinker the winning combination at this point with just 2 more games to go. But obviously, we could look to, if we win this game, then probably for the last game we could look to try out maybe a Sid call in place of Siraj. But at this point, I don't think they would like to tinker with this combination.
Don't tinker. Don't tinker. Leave it alone now. Just make it work is what they're saying. Okay, who are your Rario players of the day? Let's go with you first. Anmol. Anmol, who is the Rario player for Punjab?
I think it would be definitely Johnny Bairstow, as he has gained his form in the last match, and he has performed. After that, Mayank gave his spot, and he has been on the spot for his spot. And I believe that in today's match, he would also anchor and firepower in the power play and give us 50 or 60 runs power play.
Okay. What kind of season, Clinton? What kind of season has Bairstow had? Because I get really excited about watching him, and it's like that firework that everyone goes, oh, look out for this one. This is a big one. That, and it's like, oh, it wasn't actually that big. It's like, but I know it. I want it to be. I'm really excited about seeing it go off.
Oh, well, I actually feel really bad for Johnny Bairstow because he missed the first 3 games because of his international commitments. Then he came into the team at the expense of Rajapaksa, who had a decent run in the tournament, who nearly won us 2 matches. Then he comes in and he bats at number 3, which is not his ideal slot, because all the success that Johnny Bairstow has had in the IPL for Sunrisers Hyderabad was batting at the top as an opener. So it's been a very unfortunate season for him. And you look, the last 2 matches he's opened, he scored 150 already. He scored a half century already. So his strength is at the top, and I really feel that he's due for one big innings, like 80, 90, because every season he's had one standout performance. So we're just fingers crossed, and hopefully it's today, because if at all we ever need our match winners to perform, Livingston, Johnny Bairstow, Shikhar Dhawan, it is in these coming 3 games. So really looking forward to a good knock from Johnny today.
Okay, let's see what Johnny's got in the bag today. And Rishabh, who is your Rario player of the day?
Our hero player of the day is our captain Faf du Plessis. We saw in the last game that how he anchored the innings, he set it through, and then he batted throughout. So Faf has definitely got the ability. He's had a few really good innings, and I think he's got his form at the right time now as we are heading towards the business end with the playoffs. So definitely looking forward to Faf playing that anchor role and a big innings again. And not just with the bat, I think Faf has been excellent with the way how he's led the side as well, with rotating the bowlers in each and every game, reading the conditions well. So it's been a really good package from Faf.
Okay, let's see if he performs. Du Plessis. I'm starting my song. Du Plessis. Take it easy, Du Plessis. I'm just telling you that. If you remember where you heard it first, I made that up, okay? Let's see if we can get it going. Hi to Varnata, who says, RCB. RCB. She goes, I'm sorry for joining late. Don't be sorry. She goes, Rishabh, I'll see you in the evening. Wow, Tommy in red today. It's not red, it's pink. It's pink. I'm not picking a side. God, I can't believe it. It's the Bharatami tops, okay? It's the Bharatami ones. It's nothing to do with. No, I'm not picking sides. Okay, now I've got that clear. It's going to be a good game. We know it's going to be a good game. Remember, those Rario players you can own NFTs by. We're going to go to fighting talk, by the way. Get ready for some fighting talk, people. Get yourself warmed up, limbered up, okay? But let me just tell everybody what they need to do. They need to jump on to Rario.com. If you go to RARIO, that's this word right here, Rario.com, and sign up. Click sign up, and then fill out this little form. I'm telling you, like, there's like 4 boxes to fill out: your name, your username, an email address, and then you confirm it. If you can do that, you'll get a free NFT. They are giving them away. No commitment, nothing to sign up for. You just join the Rario family. We encourage you all to do it. I did it, and this is how simple it is. Check it out.
It's so easy. You type in your email address first of all. This is it. This is step 1. Email address. You can all do that. And then once you've filled that one in, you go down to the line below and you type in your username. I'm going with Big Tom. And then you put in your password. Make this unique to yourself, something that you're going to remember. And you have officially got yourself into the site. Then, of course, you've got to make sure you're not a robot by typing in the code. You hit submit. You wait for the email to come into your inbox and you confirm it. That's it.
Do it. Go do it right now. Go do it and get yourself signed up. Get yourself a free NFT. Okay, it's fighting talk time, and it's down to these guys. Who's going to do it for RCB? Is it the new B or the experienced B? Rishabh or Merwin? Who's doing the fighting talk?
Yeah, so I'll go for it. I guess Josh Hazelwood is my pick.
Yes. No. We're not about your pick. We're talking about 2-minute fighting talk. That's 30 seconds of absolute musher. 30 seconds of full-on fighting banter. Okay, you get yourself ready. Let me get you riled up. Okay, I presume it's going to be Anmol because Clinton can't even fight like with. I don't know, Clinton. Like, I think even if Clinton's life was in danger, he'd be like, "Don't worry, you can beat me up. It's okay. Hey, peace and love, man." Clinton should have been born in the 60s and been at festivals in America. Anmo, I'm presuming it's going to be you for fighting talk. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, then let's go. We are not skipping fighting talk. It's a big part of the show, Vranata. So she's going, can we skip this? No, this is important. So Anmol, tell us why Punjab, you need to win. All jokes aside, look, we all love the cricket league and all that, but this is a key game for you. Take it away, Anmol. Your 30 seconds. Why you need to win today and why you are starts now.
Yeah, it's a complete win. It will be a complete win. We have to win this match because if we go ahead in the table, or we have to go home this time because there is no second chance. We lost last one, and this time everyone needs to fire up. Either it's Shikhar Dhawan, Johnny Bairstow, or anyone. And I think that on the given day, we can destroy any of these RCB's attack. That will be, you were talking about the Triple H. And Triple H, Khali is there, Punjabi Khali is there. He will destroy them any day, given on any day. And this is RCB. They will choke in the last 2 games. They're not going to qualify, I must say that.
Okay, there you go. They're not going to qualify. They're going to take you out. They're going to ruin it for you. They're going to increase their own chances. They're going to make it more exciting for everybody else who's looking for a chance. RCB, if you do this seriously moves on the kahani of who's qualifying and who's not, who's making playoffs and who's not just for yourself, but for others as well. So Merwin, go for it. You have 30 seconds. Tell us why it's going to be your day. Your time starts now.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, our top order is firing. It's red hot at the moment. Glenn Maxwell has found his mojo last game. And you know what the top order has been doing with Faf du Plessis. And we don't need introductions. DK does not need introductions. He's striking at 200, as I mentioned earlier. And so that top order is going to be red hot. Yes, they will face Arshdeep, but they also have a lot of places where they can target and really go deep. As far as bowling is concerned, everybody underestimates Hazelwood, the role that he's going to do. So just be wary of his 2 overs in the power play and 2 overs back end. With those cross seam, it's going to be very difficult for the Punjab batsman to accelerate, especially when the ball is kicking off that cross seam. And he's done that beautifully throughout this tournament. Even though it's Brabon has those pockets, it's not very easy to aim at those pockets. So I would definitely look at Hasaranga and Hazelwood to really come up all guns blazing against a very strong Punjab batting order. So keep a watch.
There you go. Well done. Good fighting talk. Hasaranga's going to perform. Maxwell's going to perform. Maxi with the ball, says the comments. Wow, love it. Yeah, Merwin done well. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Fan Doosra, Merwin. I think you're going to be back again regularly Great debut performance. You just need Virat Kohli to take on the pressure of the game in the same way Merwin took on the pressure of Fan Doosra. If you just play freely, be yourself, Merwin. You were and you've shone today. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you, Clinton. Thank you, Anmol. As always for your time. We're in for all the boys have said, we're in for a great game of big hitters, big scores, and a lot riding on it. This is why we love it. It's why we love the league. This is why we love the season so far. So fingers crossed, and let's have a safe, beautiful game of cricket today. Enjoy it wherever you are in the world, in the country. Thank you for watching. Do follow Rario.com. Jump onto that and get yourself signed up. If you're not already following Bharatami on social media, do that. My name's Tommy Sandhu, and I'll catch you in the morning tomorrow. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.